Welcome. I'm going to be doing another analysis of an athlete I work with, Erin, and I've worked with her for 4 or 5 years now, and I started coaching her in triathlon from when she wanted to start doing it until she qualified for Kona about 3, 4 years later. So this is going to be, I got her in the endless pool not too long ago. My name's Tim Floyd. I'm a longtime swim and triathlon coach, founder of Magnolia Masters and the new Swim Easy Speed, which is a one-on-one video analysis facility. So here we go. Erin was first out of the water at Kona. She was the first female age grouper out of the water. She went 51 and change. So here she is swimming in the endless pool. And, you can see that she's got a really good stroke. She's long in the water. It's very fluid, balanced on each side. There's not a lot of excess movement in her stroke. As we go underwater, the one thing, and, she hasn't been swimming a ton since the lockdown. She recently had to move. And, so the one thing that you can see that's kind of going on is she's dropping her elbow a lot. So right there on that angle in the water, the wrist is above the elbow, which is typically the opposite of what you want it to be. Erin can kind of get away with stuff like that just because she's a really proficient and long-time swimmer. But that's typically representative of if you don't have a lot of the strength and conditioning that you need to get up on top of the water and over that stroke. That's kind of the first thing that goes, is that because that's typically pretty hard to get to, is that high elbow catch in the water. So you can see kind of, if I slow it down, we'll slow it down and move it forward. She still comes in pretty good, hands going down, and then right there you can see kind of the currents pushing her hand up a little bit. That drops the elbow, and then the part that's where the inefficiency comes in someone's stroke. So she's pressing down, pressing down, pressing down, pressing down. She starts to pull herself forward right about there. Okay, so from there to there, it's just all it is a press down on the water. So that means that she's pressing her chest up, and then her back end is going to go down. So she's pressing down on the water right there. You can kind of see it. Down, down, down. And then the chest comes up. And she doesn't start pulling herself forward to right about there. So then she's going to be pulling the water back like that. We want to get to that position, that high elbow position, as quickly as possible. So, and you can see it's kind of doing the same thing on the other side. Head position looks pretty good, and overall her body position looks pretty good. She's relaxed, fluid. She's got a nice rhythm. You can tell that she's made the movement quite a few times. So here's kind of where she makes up for that a little bit right there with her stroke. So if we forward here, so this is the front angle shot of her stroke. She gets into the high elbow catch a little bit late, or later than you'd want to see. But right there, the timing is great. Fingertips are pointed down towards the bottom of the pool. She's got that kind of really terrific line on the water right there. Where the elbow's bent. She's pulling kind of right down that center line right there. And that's really what you want to see. And I guarantee you it looks pretty identical on, you can't really see the other side as well, but it's pretty identical on the other side as well. So now she's, mugging for the camera a little bit. Okay, so here was kind of one of the first drills that we did to kind of address some of these issues. And so what we were using some short fins and a snorkel and the Aqua Volo paddles. And one of the things I like about those paddles is that it's a mid-palm paddle, and it really helps kind of it encourages kind of a high elbow catch a little bit quicker. So we did a couple rounds of this, just swimming with the Aqua Volo paddle, snorkel. what the paddles are going to do, is, or excuse me, what the fins are going to do is, again, put a lot of pressure on that core, kind of make it engage. And that's what we're trying to elicit each time with all these things. We're trying to basically force the core to engage while we're making the movement, and then recruit another muscle group at the same time. And hopefully it's the recruitment is similar to kind of the recruitment that you're going to be doing while you're swimming. So in this case, we're trying to get that high elbow catch with the core engaged and higher on the water. And then we put the snorkel in. So here's another kind of way that she's really gets things done. So if you look right here, so there and there, her feet are a little bit outside that, but you can see that she's pretty much swimming down a really fairly narrow channel. And so she's not presenting a lot of drag to the water. Most of the time what you'll see is, athletes that kind of go like this down the water. And that's basically, where a lot of the inefficiency is coming from. So we went through a couple of rounds of that. Then we did the second drill that we worked on again, was kicking with the brick. And the kick with the brick is a weighted kickboard, but it's got enough flotation on it where it's neutrally buoyant. So it weighs about 6 pounds. And what you have to do with the brick is you really got to, again, cue the athlete to lift from the core, lift the brick up from the core, and not try to lift the brick from your shoulder. Because if you put any pressure on it, it's going to sink. So you're trying to get the athlete to lift the brick up from their core while they're recruiting another muscle group, in this case, kind of kicking with the legs. And, she does a great job of staying up on top of the water. We're really trying to get her to engage that core and keep it engaged while she makes the movement. So, and then we'll show you kind of the last little bit. We still got the snorkel on just to take the breath out of the equation. So you can see here, she's a lot higher on the water. And, overall was feeling a lot better. But, with her right now, the biggest thing is she just needs to get some more consistency back on the water. Some of that strength and conditioning, specific to swimming. And a lot of her stroke will just come back into place naturally. But it's a good reminder to everybody that, it's not just solely technique, or it's not just solely fitness. It's both. You really, at the end of the day, can't separate the two things out from one another if you want to improve in swimming. Those two are absolutely linked, technique and fitness. So it's not like, hey, I have an amazing engine, the only thing holding me back is my technique. No, it's probably your fitness too, but your fitness specific to swimming. And it's, not being able to engage the core muscles for as long or as applicable as you want. It's not being able to kind of hold your whole body together in a really, really straight line as you apply pressure all the way down that chain of when you're moving. So those are all the things that have to happen for you to have a good stroke, and an efficient stroke and a fast stroke. So I hope everybody enjoyed this kind of quick little analysis. And if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thanks again.